I'm Isla Queer, and I'm a journalist on the hunt for the best buys for your body.
Coming up, we make a sweet discovery.
Looks like a chocolate chip cookie.
That's good news.
Find out where not to self-medicate.
On the penis. Not even the ointment.
I become a swinger.
Help!
Get rave reviews for a crappy product. And how would you fare in a pinch?
Love
Your
my
finger's
job.
stuck in there, Isla. You can let go anytime.
Biologic, our prescription for better you. You may be hearing the tick-tock of your biological clock, but sometimes the reality of getting that baby bump is a bit of a rocky road.
Up to 80% of women who want to get pregnant in a given month don't. Of course, knowing when you're ovulating can help make that miracle arrive sooner. Lavina and Cyrus have been together for 7 years, and now they're ready to start a family.
We've been trying for about 3 months now.
And had you expected something magical to happen by now?
I don't know if we expected it to happen, but we wanted it to happen.
You think that if you have unprotected sex, you'll fall pregnant immediately, but actually it's a tiny window.
Even if you have the timing all totally worked out, you never know if her cycle is varying from month to month.
It's a wonder anyone falls pregnant at all. I assume you've been having fun trying.
Oh yeah, I think we've probably bought more lingerie in the past 3 months than in the
Over the
past
previous
few
7 years.
Yeah, past few years.
For their fun to pay off, we need to ensure everything is in working order. Dr. Beth Taylor has dedicated herself to fertility and is passionate about bringing new life into the world.
I'm going to start the ultrasound by looking at your uterus, and I'll let you put the probe in, okay? So if we're looking at your right ovary, it looks much like a chocolate chip cookie, and the chocolate chips are the eggs.
Women are born with a finite number of eggs and shed them every month from puberty to menopause until none remain.
More chocolate chips, the better in this cookie. And you can see you've got lots of chocolate chips there.
Okay, that's good news.
That is good news.
Now Cyrus needs to lend a hand. He's headed to the masturbatorium, yep, that's what they call it, to donate a sample of his swimmers. Dr. Taylor will test his wee ones so we can compare this kit's accuracy against the clinical results. Lavina will test 5 kits that promise to identify peak periods of fertility using saliva, urine, and this baby also has a probe. I'll measure these at-home results against the doctor's blood tests for LH.
Luteinizing hormone, or LH, is produced in the pituitary gland. In women, it regulates the menstrual cycle and egg production. There's a surge of LH 24 to 48 hours before ovulation, signalling the most fertile time. Morning!
Morning.
I'm making a house call because our saliva test must be done before you even roll out of bed.
Morning! Wake up, sleepyhead. Shh, wait, don't say anything. Can you spit on this, please?
The spittle tests claim to identify an increase in estrogen levels that happen just prior to ovulation. The saliva-based Fertile Focus vows to be less messy than urine tests and pledges 98% accuracy in predicting ovulation.
Sorry, this is what you've got to do if you want to have a baby. You thought you just had to have sex, but no.
Time to hit the loo.
Okay, so I need you to be on this.
First Response, which uses urine, claims to have identified near-perfect LH surge accuracy in lab studies.
Pee in this.
Luna bills itself as the only all-in-one pregnancy kit with both pee and saliva testing.
Pee on this.
At more than 4 times the price, Clear Blue provides a handheld monitor and 20 test sticks.
Last but not least, this is not my Harry Potter wand.
OvaQ boasts that it's the most accurate way to monitor fertility.
I'll leave you to it. She needs a bit of privacy.
Hold off on that extra cuppa before hitting the loo for your stick test. Too many liquids dilute the LH.
Right, so let's have a wee look. I don't know about you, but I love the idea of these ones. You know, you put a bit of spit on it and then you look through the magnifying glass. But it's remembering, you've got to lick this and take your temperature before you've even spoke it. In fact, it says that in one of the instructions. It says, don't even speak.
And you do have to wait for them to dry.
Yeah, you've got to wait for them to dry, yeah. Okay, so what does the first response, we've kind of got...
There's a control line, which is dark,
Yeah.
and then the test line should be as dark or darker, so it's not yet.
Not
but
yet,
I
okay.
can see why that may be confusing.
Luna kit, it comes with the pee stick, the spit thing, and a thermometer.
In the end, it's quite time-consuming and a bit overwhelming.
This one you've got to kind of pee in one end, take the end off, stick it around the other end, and then put this spit in.
The pea strip, when it's done, you have to throw it away. So it does produce a lot of garbage, and you have to keep buying the pea strips.
Let's talk about the wand. It has to go quite far inside, doesn't it?
You have to put it all the way in.
Demonstrate. No, I'm joking. At the end of the day, though, the most important thing is to see if it works. I'm afraid you're not off the hook. You'll be needing this. In men, LH stimulates the production of testosterone, which plays a role in the production of sperm. Okay, congratulations. You managed to do it. Right, you can help me with the science experiment now. I want you to suck up just to the black lines, and then I want you to put it into that little bottle, and then I'm going to give it a wee shake, just like making a cocktail, but with sperm.
Yes, it's a bit of a different cocktail.
The World Health Organization's standard for a fertile man is 20 million sperm per milliliter.
So,
And there it is.
we've got 2 lines.
According to this test, 2 lines mean Cyrus has the desired 20 million sperm per milliliter.
Isn't this cool? Did you know you could do this at home?
I had no idea, actually.
Now it's back to the clinic to check these at-home results against the doctors.
The good news here is that you have excellent sperm.
That's good to hear.
Yes, these are the Michael Phelps sperm.
As long as it's swimming in the right direction, I think we're all okay.
They seem
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your sperm quality.
So the at-home kit hits a homer. Now it's my turn to compare the doctor's results to the ovulation kits.
Okay, this is not what I expected.
Turns out urine is number 1 for detecting peak fertility. As for saliva, our doctor says it's less reliable. And Lavina's blood results show that the pee test in First Response, Luna and Clear Blue identified the exact day she was most fertile. But since our couple didn't get pregnant, I'm recommending that next month they use First Response because of its lower price and ease of use. Coming up, we keep you abreast.
Around the girls, which is not something you want.
And later, going belly up has never looked so good.
Look at that. I'm jealous. They're annoying and unsightly, and they hang out on our skin, especially our necks, armpits, and nooks and crannies. So the question I want to ask Dr. Dave is, what exactly is a skin tag?
Skin tags are very common and very benign little lesions, an emphasis on the word benign. They are not cancerous, nor can they turn into cancer.
But how do people get them then?
Well, they tend to show up in places where we have a lot of friction of our skin, where they rub, for example, under the arm, in the neck, in the groin.
Is there any danger of infection? Say, for example, you've got it near your waistband and it's rubbing and could bleed.
Not usually, but they can become very irritating. They can get caught on your necklaces or even your fingernails. I actually had a guy come into the office just last week, actually. He had, honestly, a skin tag in his groin the size of a golf ball. Been there for years.
That's not a skin tag, Dave. But what about the difference between a mole and a skin tag?
Well, skin tags are on a stalk, usually on a stalk. So they're pedunculated, so basically they're floppy, they're soft, you can easily move them around. But a mole is more solid, it is near the skin surface, it doesn't have a stalk with it, and that's a major difference, and you need to know that difference.
Of course, never try to remove a mole yourself.
That is a perfect example of a skin tag right there.
What do you do with this at the office?
We can use some liquid nitrogen, some cryotherapy, or sometimes the easiest thing is just to take a pair of scissors, grab it by the stalk, and...
Again, don't do this yourself.
Leave it to Dave. Well, for some people, this can be a very embarrassing subject, but I sat down with some thick-skinned folks to talk about their tags. Where did you discover your first skin tag?
Around the girls, which is not something you want. It's like you don't want some extra thing there. It's not real sexy, but...
The first skin tag that I got, I actually tried to remove with my shaver.
Oh no!
Didn't work.
You can't shave it off.
Nope.
Well, if a trip to the doctors and Dr. Dave's scissors is too daunting, you can try some DIY freezing kits. How exactly does this work?
Well, intense freezing, I'm going to show you this demonstration. Basically what it does is by putting the freezing on the skin tag, it allows it to shrivel down, and in a few days later that just falls off.
How did you feel about the whole idea of freezing it off yourself at home?
I like this one because it's angled like that, so I could kind of get at the stem.
The one tricky thing is you're looking in the mirror.
Yeah, there was definitely some help required, and there's really no way that you're going to be charging this puppy up and then trying to zap something that's back there that you can't see.
What did you think of the Compound W skin tag remover?
And you can see
at
it's
it.
kind of, it's like dry,
Dry ice.
it's like dry ice. Fancy. Once you put this target on, it just seems a bit unwieldy.
I quite like the target spots because it let me identify just the target.
It's a bit like a science project at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's everything's psh, and it's like it's sizzling, and you're like, wow, I hope I don't slip and jab it in my eye or something. That wouldn't be good.
You know what? Both of them were really, really easy.
I got it, and it's gone now. Yeah, I think I'll probably go with the Compound W.
Perhaps an easier option is these ointments. Now, so how do these ointments work?
It acts more at a molecular level, right at the cell, and allows the skin to die that way.
But I put it on, and it's almost gone, and it's just a little tiny spot.
If I were to get rid of my skin tags, I would use the ointment.
And I see that the main ingredient is something called sulforaphane. What is that?
You know, that's one of those mystery phytochemicals from the plant kingdom that we're finding more and more use for in medicine.
And is there an area of your body you wouldn't be confident trying to remove a skin tag from?
On the penis.
Coming up, our high flyers find their favourite bandage. And shopping sophisticates Anna and Christina become regular folk.
Kapow! My life was changed.
Shopping gurus Anna and Christina are ready to flush out another smart buy.
Here is a product you've got to add to your list. Chlorella spirulina supplements, the basis of which is chlorophyll.
Now, chlorophyll is something we should all have in our diets because it's a nutritional powerhouse. It has tons of vitamins, folic acid, protein, it's an immune booster, it freshens your breath, and it has another advantage.
I was finding that my digestive system was not optimal.
Not well oiled?
No. So I started taking chlorophyll, and that made a bit of a difference. Then I got onto the Chlorella spirulina supplements, and kapow, my life was changed. I'm regular in a healthy way. I feel lighter. I feel more energetic, just like the sun coming up in the morning.
So good to hear.
So this is made up of 50% chlorella. Chlorella is a green algae that contains the highest amount of chlorophyll.
The other 50% is spirulina, and that is a microscopic freshwater plant that contains every known natural occurring antioxidant. So it's a great addition to your chlorophyll.
I'm gonna give you some right now. Keep in mind, it's green, right? It's based on greens. So,
Oh my God.
however you take them,
I can't take all this
they
at
can
once.
stain your clothes and your skin, especially the liquid form.
Not sure I wore a green shirt.
You're gonna need to take all those. Eating your greens increases your body's alkalinity. Cancer cells can't grow in an alkaline environment.
How's my breath? Now, many natural health products don't undergo the same rigorous testing as most pharmaceuticals, but natural health practitioners do agree this is a product that's great to add to your diet, and the anecdotal evidence is overwhelming.
I feel
taking it.
light and spry.
I want to feel light and spry.
But of course, never take any nutritional supplement or any medication of any sort without consulting your doctor first. Do you feel better already?
I do.
Chlorella spirulina is A&K approved.
And Unfortunately, we all get them, those annoying little cuts and scrapes. But when it comes to these minor wounds, our biggest boo-boo is not taking care of them properly. So, to find out how, I'm off to the hospital.
Looking after a wound is very, very important. An open wound is an open door to infection. If you're not taking care of it properly, then you're definitely looking at something even as extreme as losing a limb.
Well, I won't stand for that, so I'm assembling a high-flying group of circus students and their families to see which bandage will stay stuck.
How many of you have dreamed of running away with the circus? Quite a few. Well, now's your chance. Have you got your bandages on? Because we're going to be testing them out by performing death-defying stunts. Let's get testing!
Our Circus School of Testers will show 4 top-selling waterproof bandages the ropes. With each bandage on a different finger, they'll chalk, climb, slide, hang and wash to decide which is easiest to apply, keeps out dirt and water the best, and of course, stays put.
Did I not mention I'm from a family of Scottish circus performers? Help!
The ultra-thin but stubby NextCare boasts comfort and durability.
How's it hanging? Good. This is the NextCare.
It's really flexible, but it doesn't hold up well, I find.
Mine flexes with my joint well.
It's got these funny little paper frames. How did you find them when you were
know how they
applying
work,
it?
they seem to make it easier. I had to put one on first, and then the first one I had to take off and put on the second one.
What about the age-old, let a wound air, it's the best way to make it heal. Is that true?
You definitely don't want to let it air out. Once you air a wound, it'll scab quite quickly.
And we've learned scabbing slows new cell growth, so your wound will actually take longer to heal. The flexible Elastoplast promises to cushion and protect the wound.
The Elastoplast one is holding up the best. Kind of got some chalk under there. It was already curling on the edges of it. It wasn't doing a good job of keeping out the dirt.
You should clean your wound with saline water, which is just as easy as combining water and salt or alcohol. And if you don't have either of those things, you can always use soap and water.
And then apply a plastic bandage which will trap moisture because cells regenerate faster when moist.
What's the most important thing about your bandage? Stay on.
I want it to feel comfortable.
The iconic Band-Aid claims it will stay securely in place.
There was water that was getting inside, but it still stayed on. Actually kept the chalk out very well.
Yeah, it sticks on well and hangs off pretty well.
New Skin liquid is brushed on to create a transparent barrier.
This is a bit different, isn't it?
It's very different.
How did you find it was to apply or paint on?
Fairly easy. I certainly wouldn't use it on a child. You can't hold them still long enough.
That's a very good point.
I really like this one because it just molded to your skin, and with the water it didn't wash off.
To remove, apply another coat, quickly wipe off, and your new skin is gone. After climbing, spinning and flipping, our fledgling acrobats are coming down to ground.
Just lost a Band-Aid. Okay, my circus performers, well done. It's time now to pick your favourite and queue behind the one you like best. This is going to be close.
Still to come, we land our bandage bonanza and quench a real hot one.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I've worked up a thirst doing this.
A circus school of testers have been whirling, twirling, grunging and plunging 4 brands of waterproof bandages.
It's time now to pick your favourite and queue up behind the one you like best. Oh, look at that. This is going to be very close. The favourite bandage is NextCare.
NextCare edges out the competition. Band-Aid is a healthy second. New Skin liquid's not a total brush-off, but Elastoplast has few fans.
What was so wonderful about the next care?
It lasted the longest on the silks and the trapeze, but also the least amount of water penetration when I did the water test.
Next care bandage was the only bandage I did not have to reapply.
So our cuts have been covered, our boo-boos have been bandaged. Our circus performers have had their say.
2/3 of our body is made up of water, and keeping hydrated is essential for good health. So Dr. Dave and I are hitting the gym to make sure our fit friends are keeping their heads above water.
And how much do you drink a day?
She's talking about water now.
Oh, water? Yeah. Probably 3 to 5 liters a day. Maybe a liter.
Roughly between like 1.5 to 2 liters a day.
How much do you think you should be drinking?
6 to 8 glasses a day.
8 glasses.
8 glasses?
That's actually a myth. It turns out that we get most of the water we need easily through our regular diet, unless we are losing water excessively through workouts, through a fever.
And dehydration can be serious. It causes muscle spasms, kidney failure, and even death.
How do you know when you're starting to get dehydrated? What symptoms do you have?
Dry mouth, for sure.
I'm quite thirsty now. I'm not sure if it's dehydration.
Exactly, that's the one.
Get a dry mouth. Yeah,
Dry mouth. When you're thirsty, you've already forgot to rehydrate properly.
There's a test that we can do to work out if you are dehydrated. So if you wouldn't mind lifting your shirt up, sir. Look, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
It's popping back.
If it bounces back quickly, of course, that means you're well hydrated. If it doesn't bounce back, that means you may not be.
I love
your
my
fingers
job.
stuck.
Look at that. I'm jealous.
If I push down on your cuticle, it should bounce back to its normal colour. If it stays white, you're dehydrated. So these fit folks have been drinking plenty of fluids.
We have some coconut water, sports drink, good old milk, and water. Which of these do you think would be the best to rehydrate yourselves?
With the water.
We'll take regular water.
The water, of course, rehydrates, but you also need the electrolytes because they regulate our body's fluids.
Maybe the energy drink, just because of maybe the electrolytes?
Coconut water is a great way to quickly rehydrate. It contains more electrolytes than most sports drinks, including potassium, magnesium, and calcium, with about half the sugar.
Although you want a little bit of sugar when you're exercising, too much of it can actually block absorption of fluids.
It tastes like if you cracked open a coconut.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I've worked up a thirst doing this.
You've said that 7 times since we've been in here.
I'm thinking about you, obviously.
I know, thank you.
Biologic doesn't stop here. For more information, check us out online. Hello. Get it.
But benign is a pleasant word like peppermint and penises and things.
Penises. If in doubt, whip it out. That's it. Don't worry, a quick snip from Dr. Dave or an off-the-shelf treatment, and it's as good as gone.
Not just me, any doctor. I'm going to have thousands of people at my door now.
I know, everyone's going to
You said Dr.
Sorry,
Dave only?
Dr. Dave is the only person that can snip off skin tags.
Tens of thousands. Skin tags. That's my next 2 weeks full.